Good morning, everyone, and welcome to the Stockbridge Board of Assessors meeting for Monday, March the 17th. Michael, start us off.
Good morning. So first is approving the last meeting minutes.
I make a motion that we accept the minutes as presented.
Second.
All those in favor? Aye.
Aye.
Passes.
Okay. Number two, those are the exemption certificates that Tammy typed up for at the time, the final two that we received. But the last meeting we had, I did remind, and I have it on here again, so I'll kind of just skip around. Reminder that the real estate exemptions, because it is coming up quick, and I said I was gonna put it on our agenda for our last meeting of the month, is the real estate exemptions for the blind, veterans and elderly and widowers are due April 1st. On or before April 1. I actually called the 5 applicants that typically send their applications in every year last week, and I heard from 2 of them. So we'll call again, and I left messages for everybody to, if they don't have their application, Tammy and I can step them through and fill out another one. But still, it's still open for any new applicants, as long as that form is back in our office on or before April 1st. Even if you throw it in the mailbox or go to the post office, as long as it's dated, I think the 1st is on a Sunday. We still have to go by the 1st, no matter what day it's on. So if you want to inquire about that, I would do it soon, seeing that we only have a few weeks left. The number 3, I'm gonna be sending out a letter for the 3 ABC forms, which were due on March 1st. Those are for all the tax exempt organizations to return that form, specifying the properties that they're reporting for tax exemption as of July 1st of this year, but those forms were due on the 3rd. We did get some extensions, but there are actually a few that did not send an extension in or inquire at all, so they're technically late. And they need a reminder that those need to come back, or they need to file an extension, and we need to have that in immediately. So we'll be reminding those. There's only a few of that. Number 4, again, is for the exemptions. Number 5, did you guys get the attachment that I sent with the agenda on the new veterans? You didn't get it, Gary?
It was there.
It was there?
Oh.
Okay.
Yep.
All
I
right.
haven't looked
I
at it
just
yet,
did
but.
Because at our last meeting, I had mentioned that the state has approved 2 extensions called the Hero Act for the veterans exemptions. That one which would allow us, which we're already doing, to adjust the yearly amount by the cost of living adjustment. And the other one is to double, so if we're giving 414 now, we would be allowed to double that amount. They both have to be enacted at the town meeting.
Ah,
You got it, Gary?
I do.
Yeah, okay. So I don't know if it wasn't a lot of information. It is the only IGR that I have from the DOR. However, we could bring that up at the Berkshire County Assessors Association meeting that I have on here as well. Because it's gonna be a roundtable discussion to see who's gonna be doing what. But if it's something, I think it was clause 22I and 22J. I'm gonna call around to a few more assessors that have more veterans than we do, so they probably have already researched this a little bit more. To get some more data, I may have to call town council as well to see if we should definitely do this, and then we can really discuss it at our next meeting. But I just need to know from Mike what the timeline is gonna be for getting something on the warrant for the town meeting.
Yeah.
He says that we have time, but I need to research, and if you guys want to read over that information. I think it's a good thing.
So would you figure out who pays it? Is it going to be reimbursed from the
Yes,
state?
that's what I
Or
would.
is it going?
The IGR doesn't really, I didn't see anything in there. Maybe I missed it if you guys want to look at it, but those are the types of questions, like, does it come out of the overlay? Well, it will come out of the overlay no matter what, but do we get reimbursed for that extra amount? Because we don't get a full amount back for the 414 or the 1,000, which is the maximum for veterans. But I know that we have gotten a few phone calls from different associations that are pushing all the towns to do this. I mean, I wouldn't blame them. I mean, it seems like a good thing. But I'll get the details on where we stand on reimbursements, how many we would get reimbursed for. And I may have to call the DOR and find out, because it is very new and I'm not sure if town council knows, probably knows as much about it as we do. So but it's been brought up in the circle of assessors when we have meetings about whether we're doing it or not. And it would definitely be a good topic. We're not, even though we're doing a roundtable and we have an idea of what we're going to be talking about at our spring meeting, we can throw in anything, that you guys might have questions on, or that may come up between now and then. I just want to remind everybody that we are working on the second half fiscal 25 real estate and personal property tax bills. I know everybody really wants to hear that, but those will be going out before the end of the month. We're working on doing all the labels and getting everything done. That shouldn't discourage people from filing an exemption, because even if the bills go out and you haven't filed the exemption and you qualify for the exemption, you'll get a refund check back, even if your taxes are paid.
So Michael, just a quick question. I mean, so it sounds like the assessing office is doing a lot of the tax collecting office. Are we doing more than we have done 15, 20 years ago?
No, I'm just, I just elaborate a little bit on our part. I mean, Erica prints all the bills. Tammy helps stuff the bills. I mean, because she's technically, her assistant at this point. I come in at the last minute, what I've always done, and because I'm in charge of all the mailing address changes, I'm in charge of all the deed changes. So the second half bill, literally, there are 27 pages of changes from when the first bill went out. People calling in and inquiring and saying you sent the bill to the wrong place. We make a note of it. We put it on a spreadsheet. We create labels. So the new owners don't take the bill and throw it away. We want to make sure that we're doing our part to make sure that, okay, I'm making these changes. Hopefully they're going to the right places and getting paid by the right people. So this is just the last step. I mean, it takes me maybe a day to go through those whole bills and everything, but no, the majority of that is still done. They do all the printing, all the sorting. Tammy fills in and does all the stuffing. I'll help if they need my help with that. But my part that I do personally is just the labels for the new owners. We probably go, I would say, a little above and beyond I don't know what other communities do, but I go through all of the deeds for the whole year. And yes, I make the changes on our system, but I also replicate those changes on a database that creates labels, so they all go through to the right people. And over the years, it's gotten a lot better with the bills coming back. I know Erica does a great job with calling the attorneys and making sure when they're filing the deeds, that they're not missing the PO box numbers, or they're actually listing the zip codes for these places, because they've gotten really bad over the years. So that it's a lot of work. I mean, with this many second homeowners, there's a lot of changes that we go through. I mean, 27 pages of changes is extreme, and I give that report to the police department so they know how to update their, or Kim updates the 911 with the new owners and the changes, and anybody else that wants a copy of that report, I have it as well. And so number 7, we did nail down a date for the spring meeting. It's going to be Wednesday for the Berkshire County Assessors Association, Wednesday, April 16th. Typically we have it on a Thursday, but Pittsfield has an appellate tax board case that day, so we're working around them. And it's going to be from 8:30 until lunch is at noon. And there's 3 continuing education credits, which is, I need those. But we're going to be Lauren Aldrich, who was at the You remember her? She was
Oh, yeah.
at the,
Just good.
she was really good. She's coming back out to talk about the ADU law, gateway upgrades, exemptions and DOR updates. She'll probably also, because her main job and focus is the consolidation of assessing departments throughout the state, which is very interesting. So she'll be there to talk about that. Then we're gonna do a roundtable discussion, motor vehicle excise, the Atlas program that Tammy uses, farm plates, chapter lands, senior means tested statutory exemptions, and other related assessing issues. So they'll probably throw in the Veterans Heroes Act too, or we can bring up, then we'll have lunch and whoever wants to go, I need to submit this by April 9th. You
And
guys can
where's it
come
gonna
back
be,
to-
Mike?
It is at Greenwich Country Club. And that is all I have. And no executive,
Oh,
because we're done with abatements. And the next executive session will be if we receive any of the mentioned real estate exemption applications between now and the next meeting, which I hope we do get.
anybody have anything?
I do not.
Nobody's on Zoom. Then I would entertain a motion to adjourn.
So moved.
All
Second.
those, oh, second, thank you. All those in favor? Aye.
Aye. Thank you.
Bye.